Yo,
What's up? What's up, big bro? How you doing?
well, I'm good, baby bro. I'm good, man. How you feeling?
Man, I'm all right. I'm all right. But hey, welcome everybody to the Men of Letters. We're
Welcome,
back
welcome.
again for y'all.
Y'all, in case you didn't know, we're brothers. We're
We're
happy
happy
and
and we're
we're singing
singing.
and we're
Colored. Give me
give
a
me a
hug.
high five. Yo, it has been the letters. It is Sunday. Football is cracking.
Yep.
Vikings, they pulled out another one,
The
5-0.
Vikings are 5-0, baby.
5-0, man. I'm still not getting too excited because I'm sure the real Sam Darnold will show up at some point.
He tried to show up today. Shoot. You know
Tried
what I
to show
mean?
up today. Yeah,
So-
they will gave that one away. So, but it was a good win. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited to do another show with you. Men of Letters. But we put together a very good program and show today for you. So
I want to apologize to my co-host as I was putting the notes together. It was very sporadic, so I'll be trying to help him do kind of showing him what I want, but it's very sporadic and no help for the person that should have to play the video. So, but yeah, we have a good show for you today, and actually, I feel it's kind of like correcting a mistake that I don't know if we made.
we both made it.
We both made it, and I wouldn't say I guess we both made it, but the original post had made and confused us. So we're gonna start with that video first, I believe. And then I'm gonna come back, give you a quick little, synopsis of the story. What up, Shell? And we're gonna kind of take it from there. So kind of hang tight with us. But yeah, please play the Joey story for us from TikTok. I think anybody who follows us on TikTok, this one kind of blew up. And he's talking about what we thought was a Conjuring home, but we're gonna play it for you, and then we'll come back.
Is it the TikTok short?
No, it's Joey's story we covered in the past. Just play it, and then we'll go back to it for another segment.
Okay. So give me a second. So what we're talking about here is the Poltergeist of Lindley Street.
Yes.
Bridgeport.
Yeah. So when we were playing Joey's story, it was supposed to be a ghost story about what we thought was a Conjuring house. And when he puts it up, you'll see it says Joey's story, who lived in the Conjuring house or Conjuring something. I forgot.
Yeah.
So we just assumed it was a Conjuring home, but it's not, because the names didn't make sense. Nope. He's saying Linda and Jerry, and those weren't the names of the parent family that lived in the Conjuring house. So, yes, and the Conjuring house was in Rhode Island. He mentioned in the 14-minute TikTok, Bridgeport, Connecticut. So we're kind of confused on why that was the case. I think I just figured it out. I looked into it. So, the story of 966 Lindley Street, and this is Joby's kind of his first experience there, I believe.
All right. Do you want me to go to the 552, right?
No, just play it. Play it. Yeah.
Bad. All right, here we go. Let me just share my screen here. All right, let's get it.
The first time I remember being brought to Laura and Jerry Gooden's house at 966 Lindley Street in Bridgeport, Connecticut. It was 1972, and I was 6 years old. My mother was an unfit mother who did not take care of me, didn't feed me properly, she didn't bathe me, and she tried to unload me at anybody she could. And Laura and Jerry were friends of the family, and my mother ended up leaving me there, and I ended up staying there on and off from 1972 to 1974 during the most terrifying and horrific things that were happening in that house. My first hour in that house, Laura Gooden noticed I had head lice, and she drew a bath, put me in the bath, and then stepped out of the bathroom. As soon as she did, that bathroom door slammed shut and I got dunked under the water. I remember fighting and trying to get up but something was holding me down, and I passed out. The last thing I remember
Bruh.
was just everything turning black. I woke up on the side of the tub, and Laura was looking down at me and saying, Joey, Joey. And I came out of it. And she thought that I got out of the tub and went to shut the door and slipped and hit my head. But that's not what happened. This was just the start of the horrors that happened at 966 Lindley Street.
So what you think about that, bro?
Adopted
You can
daughter.
pause it
There
there.
were two people
So crazy story.
had died.
Whoa, crazy story. So this is Joey, the man who lived the Conjuring, tells a bit of the story. We jumped out the window and thought he was in the Conjuring house. We as in me.
I did too.
So
It says live in the Conjuring. It says it right there in the video, but
it does, and I should, but words. I should have been a little bit more vigilant. So what Joey's talking about is, like we mentioned before, the Poltergeist of 966 Lindley Street in Bridgeport, Connecticut. This is a story about Jerry and Laura Gooden, who moved in this house, I believe, in the 1960s or mid 1960s. So they were living in this house way before actually things started going down. I believe that it started in 1971 when things started to go down. We have a 30-minute summary, but so that's kind of like the beginning of it. So what happened is, though, before you play it, though, Jerry and Laura had a son, very sweet little boy, but he had cerebral palsy. So we had he's born with a disease, and I believe the boy passed away at an early age.
Yeah.
And he had passed, and Jerry and Laura were grieving, and someone had mentioned to them, "How about you adopt?" And so they adopted their adopted daughter from Canada, I believe she's from a Native American tribe, which is interesting because also Laura was Native American. So there's a connection there, I believe. So she's from Canada. They adopted her and brought her to their home in Bridgeport, Connecticut in 1971. And shortly after Marcy got there, Marcia, they call her Marcy, things started to go down. So we have a video for you. The 30-minute summary. We may not play the whole thing, because I can probably add a lot to it. But it gives you a lot of what happened in this house. And I'm gonna ask Bro whenever he can to pause it for me, so I can kind of, if need be, give a little more context to what the person's saying. Yeah.
All right. You want me to take this one down then?
So yeah, you can you can take that one down, and you can the 30-minute summary on YouTube. You can play that. Right. And shout out to this creator. I will remember her name when he brings them up, but I want to give her a shout out. She did a great job. Made it very digestible. Left out the fluff, but I'm gonna add a little bit of fluff to the conversation if I can, if need be.
All right, here we go. Fair use.
Fair use. Fair use.
All right, it is.
We appreciate you, Avery. After Dark.
I'm gonna go ahead and subscribe.
Yes, I'll subscribe as well.
And I will like it. And all right, here we go.
Experience paranormal, only for no one to believe you? Well, you're not alone. It's been referred to as the most haunted house in the world. The small one-story bungalow-style home on Lindley Street in Bridgeport, Connecticut, was the scene of one of the most documented poltergeist hauntings in American history. What was different about this case was it wasn't just one family who experienced the activity. Numerous police officers, firefighters, city officials, religious leaders, as well as Ed and Lorraine Warren, all witnessed the poltergeist activity firsthand. They witnessed furniture flying across rooms, hearing strange knocking sounds, and seeing terrifying apparitions inside the home, lurking in the shadows. Word spread quickly, and thousands from across the country lined up outside the Lindley Street house, hoping to catch a glimpse of the phenomenon. And how this case ended was as strange and abrupt as it began. And the family's daughter, Marcia, was officially blamed for the entire thing by a police superintendent. He called it all a big hoax.
Marcia was on their name.
Poltergeist is one of the creepiest and most controversial hauntings in history. It will blow your mind. I'm Avery Ross, and this is Avery After Dark. Welcome back to the show. It is officially fall. Happy autumn to all of you. If you watch or listen to Avery After Dark, I know that spooky season is one of your favorite times of year, just like mine. And if you're here watching on YouTube, you can see I got the new background, the spooky woods. Thought it would be a nice little eerie change for the show. If you're new here,
It works for me,
greetings.
Avery.
I'm so happy you're here. And if you're a long time After Darker, welcome back. It's always so good to see you again.
Hey, bro, she
I
calling him a
would
baddie, though.
love if you subscribe to this channel, leave a like and a comment, and
Low
turn on
key.
that cute little notification bell. I upload new episodes every week, and now that it's almost Halloween time, I never want you to miss out on an episode. You all ask for more hauntings, and I'm giving them to you. It's one of the most documented and most debated hauntings in Connecticut history. At the center of this story is the Gooden family. It consisted of Jerry and Laura Gooden and their 10-year-old daughter, Marcia. They
Her name
lived
was
at
not Marcia, it's
966
Marcia.
Lindley Street in a small bungalow-style home. It was a one-story, four-bedroom house, and things really took a turn for the family in November
Say
1974.
that again. Go over here. Name
One
it.
evening,
Her
the
name was
Goodens were unloading
Marcia.
groceries.
They called her Marcy.
Laura was in the kitchen, and Jerry was putting things away. When all of a sudden, the groceries went flying off the kitchen table. Food was all over the floor, and the dishes came flying and crashing off the shelf. Knives flew out of the knife holder. It was like unseen hands were tearing this kitchen apart. And then, as quickly as it began, it stopped. The Goodens weren't quite sure what to make of any of this, because what do you do when something like this happens? They hoped it was just a one-off experience, but it wasn't. From there, tables and furniture
You
began
pause it?
flipping, moving on their own. Picture frames hanging on.
So I wanted to say so, and she didn't mention it. So with them adopting, she keeps calling her Marcia. It's Marcy. When they adopted Marcy, they had just lost their son. So losing a child can do tremendous things to your psyche. And the thing that Laura was doing was just being superly overprotective of Marcia. So she wouldn't let her go play with other people. Right. She was all afraid she'd get hurt. She wouldn't let her be outside by herself. The thing about that, what that can do to you as a child who was just adopted by a family and took you halfway across, a country to live with them.
Didn't they put her in homeschool?
They had her it was going down at school, so she was homeschooled. Very bent up, very not bent up, very feel very claustrophobic. So when we get into it more, they start talking about daughter more. Keep that in mind. Sorry, I'll shut up now.
No, you good. All right, keep going.
On walls would come flying off. The family had 3 recliner-type chairs in their living room, and they began opening and closing on their own, in tandem. And by this point, the family was really scared. Now, these kinds of strange happenings weren't new to the Gooden family. Although events came to a head for the family in 1974, it was reported that strange things had been happening since the Goodens adopted Marcia in 1968, increasing in frequency and intensity over time. A year later was the first time the family officially called authorities in hopes to initially help find the source of this haunting. The Goodens told police that they would hear rhythmic pounding and knocking sounds at night, and they could never find a source. And as time progressed, it escalated. Doors would open and slam shut by themselves. Items would be moved. The family repeatedly called police to search for a cause of it all. But despite thorough investigations, nothing definitive was ever found. So as the activity was ramping up, the Goodens phoned their neighbor for help that night. Things were getting worse, more physical. They needed help. This particular neighbor they called was an off-duty police officer named John Holsworth. When John gets...
So it was more than just that. Like, it was going down. That's the story that as the story started happening, or the big one that happened was Marcia, and she had a friend. I forgot the friend's name. They were sitting on the couch in the living room, and I think the rest of the adults were in the kitchen. The couch started to float.
Yeah.
with them sitting on the couch, Marcy and her child friends at her float. And the friend said what scared her the most was that when they're at the float, Marcia had no facial expression. She was actually smiling when they got her at the float.
Wow.
And this same child, a second event, found Marcia, I think, believing in her room on the ground, just sitting talking to like the wall. And so the friend asked her, like, who are you talking to? And Marcia said, I'm talking to my grandfather. And he's not happy that I left my country.
Oh, Lord.
So there was something going on with Marcy.
Yep.
And you'll see in the story, they kind of pick up on it, but I think we'll get into it around the end. I don't think she covers it. It gets a lot more interesting after, because they mentioned the Warrens. It gets more interesting after they leave. And what's interesting about this story is the Warrens aren't really painted in a good light in this event. So I'm going to try to keep not cutting it off because it's a 30-minute video, so I'm trying to shut up as much as I can. But she did a great summary, but a lot of cool detail that she didn't talk about.
All right. Let's get back to it.
It's there he finds the couple on the porch, shaky and terrified. He begins talking to them and walks around the house. And as he's standing there, he witnesses what the family's talking about. John Holsworth said, quote, I saw the icebox move. I saw the television move. I saw the chairs open and close, end quote. So he calls for backup. Within the hour, numerous police officers are called to the house. They get inside, begin their investigation, and they start witnessing the activity firsthand as well. Furniture moving, items flying off the shelves, and then they call for backup. They reach out to the fire department. So firemen get to the Lindley Street house, and they too begin witnessing the activity. The police are looking at the firefighters like, what do we do here? And the firefighters are looking at the police like, we don't know. They're all trying to put on a brave face, but this was unlike anything they had ever seen. This wasn't in the training manual. Let's just say that. They realize this is not a job for them. They are in over their heads. And even made a public statement and said they aren't good at fighting demons. This was all beyond a simple haunting. This was the work of a poltergeist.
We're not good at fighting
is a supernatural
demons.
entity that manifests its presence
stepping
through
into that.
physical disturbances,
no.
such as loud noises, moving furniture, and throwing objects around. A poltergeist creates mayhem, disorder, fear. They are often angry and very aggressive. One of the tricks a poltergeist is known for is making knocking noises. And the word poltergeist translates literally from German as knocking spirit. So you may be asking, well, what is the difference between a ghost and a poltergeist? A ghost is one thing, but a poltergeist will turn a house upside down. There are similarities between the two, but also many differences. Ghost-like activity is known as a haunting, while a poltergeist activity is deemed as a paranormal disturbance. Many believe that a ghost is a soul of a once living but departed individual. On the other hand, a poltergeist is a manifestation of negative energy left by some gruesome event, or other times it can be tied to demonic activity. But some others believe that poltergeists are aggressive souls of the departed. Many times ghosts are linked with specific places where certain events like a murder have taken place. They will remain attached to that area. Ghosts may where he or she may have passed away or lived life. But poltergeists are not confined to one particular area. They're usually associated with specific objects or people. But there are some theories that say that poltergeists can be linked to multiple objects and multiple people. So as time goes on, police continue trying to get this figured out, and they turn to the logical. There has to be some reasonable explanation.
Poltergeists are pretty powerful.
So city engineers are brought to the home next. They're asked to check the gas and electrical service. And one city engineer, a man by the name of Charlie Rader, said as he was inspecting the home, he was standing in the hallway and looked down to see the family's refrigerator move on its own across the kitchen floor. A 450-pound refrigerator moving on its own.
Jeez.
They were stunned.
That's crazy.
And as this happened, police told the city engineers to leave immediately as this was becoming hazardous. So the city officials left. But this was yet another failed attempt. These two were also unable to explain the activity. And at this point, news had spread. We got a haunting. The Lindley Street poltergeist story was all over the newspapers and media. Headlines read, Bridgeport House haunted by ghosts, and police baffled by poltergeist evidence, and is the devil living on Lindley Street?
The devil living on Lindley
In the press,
Street.
it was named the most haunted house in the world because of how many people were witnessing this activity. They had media outside the house interviewing police who would walk out of there saying, yeah, this place is haunted. I saw it firsthand. So the number of witnesses to the paranormal activity was staggering, and it just seemed to add such credibility to the entire case. The story was covered across the country and across the world. There were massive crowds growing outside the Goodens home. Cars were driving past all day and all night, hoping to catch a glimpse of the activity. And it was out of control. At one point, a few neighbors tried to dispel the dark entities in their own way,
trying to burn the house down.
The Goodens house on fire. It was nuts. And it was also clear this family, police, they needed help.
They kind of just breezed over that. So these people, the neighbors tried to burn the house down.
They tried to burn the house down, and when they were asked why, they said they were trying to burn out the devil. But the Gooden family was in the house.
They were in the house.
They were trying to burn the house down. Yeah. Like, it got so bad that unless you lived over there, you couldn't drive by that street. They wouldn't let people drive over there.
They had to prove that they lived in that neighborhood.
Yeah, because it was getting so crazy where people were trying to catch a glimpse and see what was going on. And mind you, this is all around the time also when The Exorcist had just came out.
Yeah.
So all this stuff was kind of like in a whirlwind in, popular culture. So, I can't even imagine what the family went through with all this going on.
And this was happening during the same time the events at the Conjuring House was
same time when they visited the Conjuring House.
Same thing with the Amityville Horror.
I believe the Amityville Horror was in the 70s and the 60s.
Yeah, that's insane, man.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's weird.
Had quickly become the epicenter for one of the most documented hauntings in Connecticut history. This sleepy, quiet little suburb wasn't so quiet anymore. On Sunday, November 24th, Ed and Lorraine Warren, who lived nearby, received a phone call from a friend, a psychic medium named Mary Pascarella. Mary told them about what was going on and said there was a poltergeist tormenting this family on Lindley Street. She urged Ed and Lorraine to visit the house and told them the place was covered in police, media, and onlookers. This was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, Ed and Lorraine had a reputation and had been investigating for over 2 decades. So the Warrens, along with a priest they worked with, named Father William Charbonneau, arrive at the Goodens home. And as they pulled in, a crowd of over 2,000 onlookers were gathered outside the home.
It's
Ed
crazy.
Warren said when they walked inside, it looked like a complete disaster.
It was crazy, bro.
It was as if someone had gone through the home with a baseball bat, smashing things off the walls.
Damn.
Furniture was thrown about, knocked over. It was in disarray. The place was crawling with police, officers, firemen, family, and neighbors. And when Father Charbonneau arrived, many of these police officers knelt and asked to be blessed. They were really afraid. And Lorraine Warren said she immediately felt a dark entity in the home as soon as she stepped inside. She crossed that threshold and boom, it hit her. As Ed Warren normally did, and as seen in the Conjuring films, as a part of the investigation, he would sit down with anyone and everyone involved and interview them. Ask them what they've seen, what they've experienced. The Warrens did not take anyone's word for it. They didn't find every place they investigated to be haunted. In fact, they were called to numerous homes to investigate and found very logical reasons for the activity in the home. And a lot of times they would tell the family, this isn't paranormal. The noises that you're hearing at night are just mice in your attic. So the Warrens really conducted their own research and wanted to get to the bottom of what was going on in these cases. And they would interview those involved. And it was on these recordings that numerous police officers at Lindley Street, many seasoned professionals who had been on the force for years, told Ed Warren what they had experienced in the home. One interview with an Officer Tomac said that he was inside the house and said, quote, "We observed things lift off the shelf and fall to the ground. We observed furniture move," end quote. Ed asked Officer Tomac, "Is it possible that anyone could have moved this furniture themselves?" And Officer Tomac simply said, "No." Now, this case was vastly different from others for many reasons. Like I said, the Warrens had never investigated a case with this many firsthand witnesses before. Ever. So Ed and Lorraine began their own investigation,
That's interesting.
walking
They're
around the
very well
home,
known.
seeing what they saw and felt. And as Ed was inside, he was in the kitchen and watched as a stack of plates flew across the room, smashing into 1,000 pieces on the floor, right in front of him.
This is
To many people, this may sound crazy, but to people that investigate the paranormal, this just sounds like
paper plates.
a poltergeist. He also witnessed a crucifix the Goodens had hanging on a wall burst. Father Charbonneau feels it's necessary and began to perform a blessing of the house. He begins to work his way through the upstairs, and the blessing seems to be going fine, until they get to the basement. Father Charbonneau said as he was down there, continuing the blessing, he looked up and saw a black shadow in the corner of the basement. He said it didn't appear to be solid in shape. He looked away, and when he looked back a second later, the shape had become very defined. Then, before his eyes, the black shadowy figure disappeared. He said, quote, "There was no other explanation for it other than some type of poltergeist form," end quote. It was around this time that upstairs, things started to take a turn for Lorraine Warren. Lorraine was sitting with Father Charbonneau's seminary assistant, a 21-year-old named Paul Eno. He said that he and Lorraine were sitting down at the table when Lorraine suddenly began to wince in pain. They both looked down to see this big red blister beginning to form on Lorraine's hand. She said it felt like something was burning her. After this, Ed tells Lorraine that she should probably leave the home because of her clairvoyance. So she makes the decision to leave the house. Ed, Lorraine, and Father Charbonneau take Lorraine back to their home for the evening. But Paul Eno, the seminary assistant, is left at the house to watch over the family. Specifically, the Goodens' 10-year-old daughter, Marcia. Now, Marcia appeared to be at the center of much of the activity, which is very typical of many poltergeist hauntings. They have a tendency to latch on to a younger girl. And there was this big question. Was Marcia somehow behind these events? Laura and Jerry reported that much of this activity only began after they adopted Marcia. But this didn't seem to add up, as witnesses reported that although many of the strange happenings occurred when Marcia was around, a large number also occurred when she was in another room, and when she wasn't even in the house at all. So as Ed is leaving, he tells Paul to keep an eye on her and make sure she isn't the one perpetrating this. Now, they didn't feel that Marcia was responsible for all of this, but...
Ooh, we got a lot of time left, so maybe I shouldn't be saying this now, but that is very true. So they the things didn't start happening until Marcia moved there, and there was starting to become a conversation around the daughter. Is she the one doing this stuff? Is she the one who is responsible for all these weird things happening? Now, granted, you could say that, adopted daughter could be wanting some attention, so far, and they'll cover that. But that's the thing that always gets me in this story is that the creepy story. I think it happened November 24th. So things are going down, things are falling. I think it was the night that they had gone through it with her son. I think the shower pole had fell and was hit her in the head.
Yeah.
They go to bed. Jerry wakes up in the morning. I'm trying to go real quick with this. And he sees everything's messed up. Kitchen table's flipped over. Stuff on the ground. Living room's messed up. And as he's walking through the hallway, they have a crucifix and a picture of Jesus on the wall. And it gets ripped off as he's walking past it. At that same time, I think a bookshelf or a dresser fell in Marcy's room, almost hitting her. So it was going down. And she was in bed. So how would a little girl go and destroy the entire home? Right. And granted, Gary didn't hear any of this. He slept through all of this. He didn't hear any of it the night before. And how would she ripping out the crucifix and the picture off the wall. And how was she throwing a mattress, or sorry, a dresser under her mattress as she's laying in the bed? 3 things ago, gotta pushed it, ran in bed, and laid down. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
So yeah,
No, there were some things that they saw her doing, but
that's true.
But that stuff they have no explanation for.
Right, like the fridge moved, like moving there. I think that was the same story where he woke up and the fridge was pushed to the back door of the kitchen. How's it 90? I don't think she was 90 pounds. She's like how was she able to push that over the? So you'll hear what they kind of come up with, but it's kind of weird.
Well, there you go.
They were just trying to cover their bases. So the next evening, Paul and Marcia were sitting in the family room playing a board game together. Paul said all of a sudden he felt something shift inside the home. He described it as a surge of energy. He said there was this really strange, unearthly smell and said he looked into the kitchen and saw that the air had turned a gauzy white color. Things were about to get really freaky. Paul then immediately begins reading a hymn to the glory of Christ. This is when the mist began to shift and twisted into 4 different shapes. And Paul said he knew it was after Marcia. He felt it. And he was starting to become really angry and protective over her. And he also feared what it would do. So he began pushing against this entity, and he said it pushed back.
How? What?
Quote, it was a solid structure, almost like the skeletons of birds.
No.
That's what it felt like. End quote. And what came next is the stuff of nightmares. Paul said the entity quickly shifted past him, shot straight over to Marcia, and, quote, literally picked her off her feet, and she went flying across the room.
Oh, my God.
End quote. Paul then grabbed Marcia and got everyone else inside the home, and they ran out the front door. He said it felt like the house was about to explode. It just had so much energy. When Paul later left, he said Marcy hugged him and asked him, please, please come back. Laura also begged him to return. They seemed genuinely scared, overwhelmed, and in need of help. Now, this was really starting to shift into something much more sinister, and the Warrens believed the activity in the home was demonic. So they began to make plans for an exorcism and start discussions with the Catholic Church, because that's an entire process in itself. But this exorcism would never end up happening because the next morning, Bridgeport Police Superintendent Joseph Walsh makes a shocking announcement. He officially declares the haunting a hoax perpetrated by 10-year-old Marcia Gooden. Yes, you heard that right. A 90-pound, 10-year-old girl was behind it all, according to him.
Do you know why they said this?
Yeah, because he was tired of the attention and the waste. He called it wasted resources.
He was tired of the attention, and there was, I think, the sheriff was there one day, and he saw Marcy pushing, like kicking the TV towards her dad, and letting her dad, you know what I mean, be like, oh, it was a ghost. And so she kind of like, she was kind of feeding into it. But you have to understand what I said before. You have a little girl, no friends, no outside communication, not understanding social cues, seeing all this commotion. She probably wants some attention.
Right.
And maybe she is, possessed or something like that. You never know. But if something really interesting happened in this story, I want to keep it going. And she's probably going to mention it. But, like, it's weird how they wrapped this up.
Yeah. But I was funny. Like, he forced that closed.
He forced it because he saw her do that, and it was his only way out.
Yeah, he was like, okay, that's all I needed.
He said the 90-pound girl was lifting up couches and picking up fridges. Like, come on, dog. What are we talking about?
And you know what? If that's the case, we need to investigate that.
She should be in the NFL. Yeah. Like, where tribe is she from? Because they all got to get them together. What?
Right. She got super soldier serum in her.
Right.
What? Joseph Walsh said that Marcia admitted it was her making the sounds and knocking things off the shelves. And in his announcement, he said, there's no ghost in Bridgeport. So according to him, she was able to move an almost 500-pound refrigerator right in front of police officers, the Warrens, her parents, as well as move other furniture and items Well, not even being in the home sometimes, because that makes a lot of sense.
Right.
It was found that after Paul Eno had left the evening before, Superintendent Walsh had sent officers to the house and apparently said, "This ends right now."
Yeah.
Everyone felt like police just wanted to end this spectacle.
Yeah.
This was costing them a lot of money, having police out there all day, every day. After hearing this, Paul said it's impossible that it was a hoax. Even if you can somehow rationalize this girl somehow being able to fool dozens of adults, being able to flip chairs, tables, move a refrigerator, even if you can somehow believe that, I have no idea how you would, but even if you can, like I said, according to so many witnesses, many of these occurrences happened when Marcia wasn't even in the same room as them or in the house.
Or
So
standing right next
Superintendent
to him.
Walsh,
Right.
I've got a long line of questions for you. Starting off with, how dare you? Kidding, but not really. This formal announcement not only humiliated Marcia and the Goodens, but it
And
also
Warrens.
made the Warrens look bad,
Yep.
Father Charbonneau, Paul Eno, and additionally, the superintendent turned on his own men, his own police officers. He made them look like fools because many of those officers had made official statements to the press saying that they had witnessed this paranormal activity firsthand. They were frequently interviewed outside the house by the media. They said they saw it, they felt it, and it was terrifying. So the superintendent turned on his own force. He made a fool out of the firefighters who had also witnessed the activity,
That's sad.
along with the city officials. They claimed they caught Marcia faking it and said that she
Like I
flat
just
out
said.
admitted it.
Yep.
So what if Marcia did admit to this? What if she did tell officers that she was behind it all? Well, first of all, that logically makes no sense because of the reasons we've already discussed. I was once a 10-year-old girl, and I couldn't even convince my own mom I was sick so I could stay home from school at that age. So I find it impossible that she could be behind all of this, fooling dozens of adults. I just don't believe that. But secondly, poltergeist activity, darker entities, typically seem to center around a younger kid, oftentimes a girl. And also, these entities are known to threaten and tell these kids what to say and do. Demonic forces will want everyone out of the house. They don't want priests there. They don't want the house blessed. This is good versus evil. So, in my opinion, if she did say she was behind it all, admit to everything, I believe it was very possible the demonic entity in the home instructed her to do so.
She
And
said
I'm really
exactly what I was
reminded
gonna
of the
say.
scene in The
Yep.
Conjuring 2, the Enfield haunting, where it was a very,
Good movie.
very similar situation. The demonic entity within the home did this exact thing, instructed the young girl who was at the focus of the activity and who was being tormented the most by this entity to make it appear as if she had perpetrated this all on her own, to say that she was making it all up. And by doing this, it got everyone to leave. The religious officials, exorcists, the entity was able to regain full control over the family and the home when they left. So that definitely stuck out to me when I read about this case. And all of this goes straight back to the Bible. It's very important to note that the devil is the master of deception.
The sci-fi
That's what he's
fantasy.
called. Jesus says Satan is a liar and the father of lies, and that all lies ultimately have their origin in him. So if there is a situation that seems wrong, off, appears increasingly deceptive, question it.
Question
So
everything.
after the superintendent declared the entire thing a hoax, the media packed up and left. The crowds went home. But more importantly, when something is declared a hoax, no one will touch it. The Catholic Church will back off. They won't go anywhere near it. They won't perform an exorcism. Police won't investigate it. Most parapsychology groups won't want to attach themselves to it. So the family at the center of the haunting is left in the lurch,
Yeah,
alone,
they're suffering.
just like they were in the beginning with no help and no one believing them. But it's even worse because they had officially been labeled as liars.
Mhm.
I always get so confused in situations like this
Or the
because
public opinion.
skeptics will say, I need solid proof. I need evidence.
And
If
you
you
give
give
them
me proof,
proof.
I'll believe it. But then when you provide them with evidence, they just disregard it and say, oh, no, that's fake.
Mhm.
Fake news.
Well, it kind of seems like they just don't want to believe.
Right.
And that's fine, but just say that then.
Yeah.
So that's always been a very confusing exchange for me. Thankfully, one parapsychology group felt like there was much more to this case. They didn't feel it was.
Okay.
So a few months later, they sat down and
That's right. So another group came to check this out. Like after they shut it down, another
Yeah,
group.
a guy, a professional. He's like a poltergeist specialist, Boyce Battier. I couldn't find him, like as far as like literature, like paperwork on him. But according to the story I listened to, that was very detailed. He came, and so let me back up. So, according to the Warrens and according to the thing that I researched, they did do exorcism in that basement.
Okay.
And they, while doing the exorcism, the priest.
Wait a minute. Get her off the stage. She ain't as white as me. I gotta go.
We want you. We want you on here. But no, they did the exorcism, and they didn't tell the family they saw a form with horns, a dark form with horns in the corner of the basement as they did the exorcism. Now, granted, the Warrens were running up their long distance phone calls. They were calling the press to come there. So you can definitely see why they could be in the wrong with a lot of these in the situation. But according to a lot of the people who covered the story, the Warrens are trying to help this family out. But then, yes, a guy by the name of Boyce Battier, a poltergeist specialist, came. He did studies, and she may not mention it, but he concluded that we don't even have to watch the rest of the video if you don't want to. He concluded that it is a poltergeist, but if you would move,
it could follow you.
It could follow you because it's connected to your daughter.
Right.
According to what he wrote down, you never it could have been just an explosion of emotions and that turned into something that is a poltergeist due to you being very overprotective of your daughter, not letting her be herself, not letting her be with friends. That could lead to a lot of frustrations with a 9-year-old girl or however old she was. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, so they had him come in. They ran their tests. They were never able to sell the home due to the popularity of it. They thought it was going on in there.
In their lifetime, they were not able to sell that house, right?
In their lifetime, they never able to sell a house.
Yep.
So there is no more information past the poltergeist specialist coming in. No one took a picture of the black form. The daughter moved away at 18. She's like, I'm good, I'm bouncing. And the unfortunate thing,
she went back to her birth.
She went back to where she found her birth family.
Yeah.
And I believe Laura Gooding passed away in a car accident.
She did.
And I think the husband passed away a couple years after that, just from natural, causes.
Yeah.
I believe the daughter passed at 51. So there is no, you can't, and she can't come off the map, but according to what people think, she's passed away as well. Wow. So you can't even go and get, confirmation. I guess when all this happened, the daughter used to allocate like it wasn't even a thing. Like kids would ask like, "How are you doing?" or like, "How was that going up there?" And she would be like, "What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about." She would just fake it.
Yeah, she did that.
But I do want to cover. Can you go back to Joey's story at the 5:52 mark? So we were kind of clowning this story because I'll let Rashad play it, but it was a talking cat, and which isn't very scary, but when you think about that is pretty creepy. So let Joey talk, and then what's crazy is that another YouTube that I listened to basically backed up his story, which I thought it was just BS. So I think you can play at the 5:52 mark.
I'm sorry, just before that. But yeah, that's a good question. Anybody take a picture? Not the stuff that I've seen. Nobody.
No one. Yeah.
That's taking a picture. Like you couldn't take pictures back in the 70s. You could. So I don't know why.
I don't know why Lorraine. Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
So this give you guys who just got this is Joey. He has, I guess, firsthand knowledge stories of him living in this home with this family. His mom was kind of an unfit mother, so she would leave him with them. So this is a story about him getting, I believe, candy in the basement. Or no, after getting candy in the basement.
Oh man, this is creepy.
With the black mass. So a black mass had just attacked him. They get upstairs and they have candy. And this we start off.
Yep. All right.
Let's get out of here. And we went back upstairs and she had a handful of candy canes. Those candy canes, she started hanging on me and dancing around me. And in the next chapter, I am going to tell you about Sam the talking cat. And when he started talking that day, and this is documented evidence. I'd like to give a shout out.
And again, this was not the Conjuring house.
Not the Conjuring house. This is the Poltergeist of 966 Lindley Street.
So we left the basement, and I was loaded up with candy canes, and Marcy was loaded with candy canes. We ran up the stairs. Sam was behind us, Sam the cat. And I went in the middle of the living room, and Marcy had me hold my arms out straight out in front of me. And she started hanging the candy canes on my shirt, on my belt buckles, and, you know, candy canes all around me. And then she started dancing around me and singing Jingle Bells. And it was kind of funny compared to what just happened in the basement, which was terrifying. It went another way. And all of a sudden, I heard two voices singing Jingle Bells. I looked down, and Sam the cat was dancing around Marcy, who was dancing around me in a circle. And I heard two voices singing Jingle Bells. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Sam the freaking cat is singing.
The cat is talking.
Voice that was coming out of Sam. It was a voice that was kind of terrifying. If you could imagine Jingle Bells in the worst way possible.
What?
So
What did
Laura
it sound like
ended up
then?
coming in after a while, and she realized we went in the basement. We made a mess down there, and she was mad about that. She didn't want us in the basement. She didn't like us in the basement fooling around. And so Marcy was all excited about Sam singing Jingle Bells. So she starts trying to get him to sing it again by singing it and dancing it and dancing. And Sam just sat there and looked at Marcy and said nothing. So Laura thought it was just our imagination as kids until a couple of months later when
It's
Sam
just me and you
started
tonight, huh, big
talking
guy?
to her. And when he did, it wasn't Jingle Bells. It was profanities.
Yeah.
The F word and a lot of other bad words, to the point where Laura would actually take him and throw him in the basement and shut the door. But that didn't work because Sam would scratch at that door, yelling for Laura to open the door and let him out. So loud and so disturbing and frightening and scary at the same time that Laura had actually thought she was losing her mind.
Hell yeah.
As soon as Sam the
All right,
cat
bro. You
started talking,
How did you fake that? What she's told? So the daughters were ventriloquists as well.
So it's fake. What we think is no. So I'm thinking it's a fake story. I don't think that's something he did for the TikTok channel. But then in this other YouTube clip, I believe I mapped it out, bro. The detailed recount. At 36:16, people he says in that video.
Yeah.
Sam was cussing folks out, Dad. Cussing them out.
Isn't that crazy?
That's weird.
See, I can find 30. Where he says 36:16. I'll just start it right here.
But yeah.
Oops.
I don't know. Like, could you imagine the cat talking to you? singing Jingle Bells to you?
Man, that'd be insane.
Cussing you out, saying MFer, and you better let me out of the basement. Like, bro, I'm killing that cat. The fact the cat lived is a miracle in my opinion.
Right. Did I think I'm a little ahead here. Sorry here.
Paul and Father Bill returned the following evening. The crowds continued to grow, especially now that the news was starting to go worldwide.
It's a time for a
A
drink.
fact that must have pleased the Warrens. Initially, the Goodins did allow reporters into the home, but this soon stopped when one spotted an old prayer book that they mistook for some kind of occult material. Soon, the story that the 10-year-old Marcia was somehow practicing the occult quickly spread. As the Warrens
Interesting. I didn't know that.
discussing last night's events, Marcia sat in the recliner and repeatedly pushed the handle, forcing the chair backwards, seemingly trying to copy what had happened to her the day before. In an effort to get the attention of the adults in the room, Laura told her to stop messing around. This wouldn't be the only time Marcia was seen to be playing on the events that were taking place. Items including the shower rail continued to fall to the ground throughout the morning. Father Bill and the Warrens were sat down in the basement, talking to Marcia, who seemed to retreat down there with her cat when she wanted to be away from the growing busyness of her home. Mid-conversation, all the lights went out in the basement. Marcia went to the top of the stairs, and after flicking the light switch a number of times, power returned to the lights. When she came back down to continue talking with Father Bill, a metal rod shot out from underneath a pile of tools, narrowly missing the priest.
Oh yeah, that's
It
right.
was as if the metal rod had been shot out of a cannon, directly at him. Shortly after this, Marcia went upstairs, and Ed Warren claimed he heard Sam the cat say, "Jingle bells." Now, a number of witnesses claimed to have heard the cat talk, but Marcia was prone to holding the cat
I'm getting
up
rid of the
and
cat.
pretending to talk in his voice. So how many of these accounts were just a girl playing around and have been twisted with time is unclear. Others claim to hear voices around the home, including those in the crowd outside, who thought they heard guttural voices coming from the ceramics.
You can stop it there, bro. I was muted.
Voices were in fact heard.
So there's actually another story where a group of reporters called Tim and Bob, they go there and they're checking the house out. And as they're looking around the house, Marcia gets like thrown against the wall, and the cat goes, "Help." The cat said, "Help."
Really help Marcia?
Yeah, I just said help. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of the cat. I mean,
The demonic cat.
Yeah, sorry, the cat's gotta go. I mean, this is the easy solution. It's like you throw the cat down in the basement and it keeps screaming for you.
Man,
I'll let you out the house.
The adopted daughter might need to go too, or I don't know, man. Shoot, weird.
I mean,
Got
yeah,
talking cats and
right.
talking to your grandpa, and he's mad I left. And to the story where they had left, and so they were taking her. I don't know if it's after everything went down. They were coming home. I think it's around the time it was going down, and the family was coming home. They had a couch outside the house, and it was elevated 2 feet above the ground, and dropped when they walked up. And Marcy's with them, so you can't blame the little 90-pound girl. Marcy's sitting right next to you.
Right.
So yeah, man. They never able to sell the home. One of the most documented hauntings in Connecticut history. They're all dead, according to what some people think. They can't track anybody down. And I don't know. I didn't look into the whole story about if someone lives there now. I hope not. But again, if it's just a poltergeist, the house might be fine. It wasn't the house; it was the daughter.
I think it was we say Marcia.
Marcia, yeah. She kept calling her Marsha, like the Brady Bunch. It's not Marsha. Marsha.
That's crazy, man. But yeah, I do think it was connected to her since the they said most of the events started to happen after her.
They adopted her in '68. I think it started really going down in '71, but I think it started going down the day they adopted her. I'm not 100% either. Like I couldn't, I wasn't able to take a test and this stuff, but I think it happened when you first adopted her, like shortly after they adopted her. And her behavior the whole time, she was kind of hot and cold with it. She'd be scared sometimes, and other times she'd be like, playing around and messing around, like that. When they said she got in the chair, she was rocking the chair back and forth. She would do things for attention, but then like other times that she wasn't doing it for attention. I bet that was a hard thing to deal with.
Yeah. And then she, when she got older and she went away, she didn't talk about it anymore. So
she was done.
It's like it never happened. Well, that's a good one, man. That's a good one.
Pretty creepy. Yeah. I liked it. It's funny when you first hear about something, you're like, oh, it's freaky. And the more you dig into it, you're like, oh yeah, man. It's scary, but it's kind of, you start to get used to, like, it was interesting to me that you start to get used to these stories, and a lot of these haunted houses have the same, all these famous haunted stories have the same theme. And the big one is when the kid starts to say, oh, I made it up. Oh, I saw Mrs. Warren running her arm under the water before, she said she got burned.
They said it was a blister. Can hot water? Does the water get hot enough where you can actually blister?
You can. It can, right? It could, right? But I don't know why that would be the thing you want to prove. Like, you could do it something. You can make something fall. You could, light some on fire and be like, oh, look at the cross is on fire. But like hurting yourself to prove that there's a demonic entity in the room wouldn't make any sense, in my opinion.
Right. I wouldn't do it just to prove that there's an entity. I'm not going to mutilate myself.
Right.
Or maim myself just to prove that out there. Like, no. I'll make something fall off the wall first.
What's interesting though is that the Gooding family stayed upset with the Warren family. Granted, they're making long distance phone calls. So
they ran up their electrical bill, or not the electrical bill, but the phone
bill. That might be it. But like they were mad that like the Warrens were trying to like make this like fake the funk. But then they went and had a poltergeist specialist come in because it kept going on. But yet they stayed mad at the Warren family. So I'm not quite sure why that was the case.
I think that they think that Warrens were trying to take advantage of them because Ed was, like you say, he was making long distance phone calls. He was calling reporters over to the house and almost drawing more attention to him. If he was doing that, why was he doing that?
I think it was an attempt. It can be dated, but it was an attempt to get the word out there. Like there's other factors going on in this world we should be aware of.
Right.
But yet again.
Right. And there are things out there, things that are going bump in the night. And, because we've dug into a lot of stuff and more recently now since we've been doing the show. And I mean, there's just some crazy things out there, like the night siege and, the guy that can, go into different realms and things like that.
Night siege drops tonight, by the way. So once it's done, it's dropping. So
nice.
Check it out.
You got to try to check out the night siege. That's an insane story. Like you get everything. You get cryptids. You get ghosts. You got your UFOs. You got maybe portals. You know what I mean? Like it's nuts. So
you got guns.
Got guns. I tell you what. I think that is one badass family. That is one badass.
They were ready. So I'm gonna drop. Drop it tonight is the plan. I'm gonna do one more.
Yeah,
listen
he
to it.
He does all the editing, so.
But it's supposed to drop tonight.
Awesome. So, bro, what we got now, man?
We have our the easier segment of the day. For us is Cap or Nah, where we just look at creepy stuff, say it's cap, say it's not cap, cap or no cap. Sorry, not cap or nah, cap or no cap. And then we can wrap it up with a story.
Awesome. Let's see what Pop says. He says, take the cat to the vet and see what he has to say.
Right. You want to talk now?
A simple solution. Do you want to talk now? It's like, well, I can see with the x-ray that it actually has developed vocal cords. Where it can
That'd be crazy, man. man.
That is insane.
I'm not going for that.
A simple solution to a simple problem. Let's see here. So we'll go with the first, cap or nah. So again, these are creepy videos. So you guys just decide if it's cap or no cap.
Yep.
I keep calling it cap or nah too.
Yeah, it's an old name, boy. We're good.
Side quit.
Well, sorry.
Oh, all good.
checking the video, and it sounds good. All right.
Making sure it's good. Okay. All right. So here is the first one. A mother caught her daughter waving and talking to someone upstairs in the dark.
So again, if you think it's cap, put the cap emoji, or just say cap, or if you think it's real, say no cap.
When you looked up there, yeah, you waved to somebody like that and you blew a kiss to them, didn't you? Yeah? So, can you come here a minute? Yeah. Can you tell Mummy who you were waving to?
No.
Why?
Because I don't know who it is.
Okay, well, what did they look like?
No. I have nothing.
Why won't you tell Mummy who it was?
I don't know.
Please tell me.
But it's nobody.
But you did wave to somebody, didn't you?
I'm going to see who it is upstairs.
No, don't go up. Just tell Mummy who it was.
But I just want to go and see who it upstairs.
What?
Was it a boy? Was it a girl? Was it a baby? Was it an old woman like Nanny? An older man like Grandy?
A girl.
It was a girl.
Yeah.
And what did they look like?
It looks like me.
Oh gosh.
Shit.
It just looks like me.
Was she young?
Yeah.
Is she your friend?
No.
She's not your friend now.
No.
Is she not very nice?
No.
Is she mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did she say mean things to you?
Yeah.
Where have you seen her before?
No.
She's not comfortable telling you this stuff.
So you've only seen her at the top of the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you wave at her and blow her a kiss, does she wave back and blow kisses back?
No.
Or what does she do when you
What
blow a
does she
kiss?
do?
She just bites me.
Oh my
You
goodness.
sure that's not Apple?
She what? She what?
She just bites me.
No.
What?
Man.
I'm saying no cap.
No cap. What? You see what I'm doing?
Man,
Man, what?
Burning the sage.
Burn the Santa. What? She said it bites her?
Yes, it bites her.
Man, what are we doing?
It says she's not nice. She's mean.
And she bites me.
Oh my goodness.
She said it looks like me. What y'all think, man? That was crazy.
Yeah, what y'all think? Doppelganger, y'all?
Ooh, man, doppelganger action. Said you only see them on the stairs too.
Yeah, that's insane. All right, we'll go to the next one. Let's see here. That before I throw that on there. See, Papa Bear says no cap.
No cap. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the first one that said no cap to.
Yeah. When kids are talking like that, I tend to believe them.
She don't want to tell him. She don't want to
didn't
tell him
want
the
to tell
story.
Yeah, she's holding back. All right, go to the next one.
So this house, the first time we passed it, Chase said the bottom part was not blinking. It was on, but it wasn't blinking. See how the different lights are at different intervals. The kitchen light being on.
You could do that with, with Bluetooth.
Yeah, you do that with internet.
Yeah.
I think that this house may be haunted.
If it's a vacant house, so that's kind of creepy. Right. You hear that?
What do you say?
He said, so go check it out. The dude said, fuck you. Yeah.
Right.
and it's more than one.
It said the parents were asking yes or no questions, so I'm on the fence. Okay.
I have to disagree. They asked her what she looked like. They asked her for the boy or girl. They asked where they see her. They asked her a lot of questions to get her to kind of. She didn't want to tell them anything. I don't know, man. I gotta say no cap on that one. Usually I'm with the cap. I'm capping, but that one, like that last one, is probably cap. But that one, I don't know, man. But I'm with you.
They asked a few open-ended questions. All right.
She said it looked like her. Man.
Like what?
Like
when you see yourself walking around like Shell did the other night, that's not good.
Yeah, we're making that a clip for real. That's creepy.
Let's see here. Sorry, is this the next one? Can y'all? I can't see that.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I think that was cap.
No, I agree. She seemed a little wishy-washy. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, like she's trying to maybe come up with the answer. I don't know.
Yeah, but bite. Why would she bite you? That's a weird thing for a kid to say.
I mean, did they see that? Did they see any bite marks? That's the next question. All right,
we're told this house is haunted, and we're here to find out. The homeowner claims the house is haunted, and after 20 years of living here, he's moving out. Before he left us alone for the night, he did tell us to pay attention to the attic door. That's where the most action is, and that's where we're headed. Is this a haunted house? I don't know, but we're about to find out. Let's walk away. Oh, there it is.
Really?
Keep the light on it.
Okay, Nate.
All right, so this place is what, 1940, 1920s? What do we got? Go ahead, push it shut again.
Stop. That's kind of hard to close.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's no air, there's nothing.
What?
That pushed back.
Push back.
No. But pull the door. Just pull on it. See if it opens.
3, 2, 1.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Now pull on the door. I thought it was faulty.
Xavier, it's pushing it.
Yeah, lock it.
Really?
I can't.
Lock it.
Whoa. I don't know.
The ghost box said danger.
Right?
You got it? Yeah, we're not doing that one.
I think this could be a faulty
I'm gonna say cap.
door cap. Yeah. What y'all think? That's crazy, man. Nate, have you seen stuff like that before? That is pretty insane. All right. What y'all got on that? Y'all got cap or no cap? All right. Pop says cap. And they said this could be better tested. Yeah, old house. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because she didn't just try to pull on it just to see if it would open. You know what I mean?
I only thing I can say is that thing went, but it clicked in. Like she pushed it clicked in and went pop. It popped out. It didn't like just. I mean, I agree. I'm sure it's like it's an old house, but
Definitely,
she said she felt forced when she pushed it.
Yeah.
I left it alone.
At one point, toward the end of the video, it looked like they was pushing. So you had it closed. It looked like it was getting pushed.
Well, I thought the doorknob moved, but
I didn't see that. But I wanted to test that because maybe it didn't. It's misaligned or whatever. That's what I'm thinking. It's just misaligned, and while it can play, it can still pop out.
Yeah.
So, just an old house. But I think they could have tested that a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Nate says. All right, so let's put this one up here. All right, is this cap or no cap? What y'all think? Yeah, I agree with that.
Was it a puppy? What the hell is
It looks like
that?
it's a dog. That's a dog, right? Wow. Easy cat.
Here by myself. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
This is your mother. Are you there? Are you coming home?
What? So it's mimicking.
Wait, I guess I'll have to look at that later. She said there was someone like as she was doing her TikTok.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll go back to it.
Yep. People who jump to the social media when they got a demonic thing in their house blows my mind.
Right.
What the fuck?
Oh Lord, this could be animal they got in. We had to go get the back of a box truck.
It sounded like that. God damn. That's
Yeah.
terrifying.
I'm gonna go back to that one just real quick. That last one.
That was a puma.
Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
Hello? This is your mother. Are you there? Are you coming home?
That's cat.
Oh yeah. I just that would be creepy though. Like I'm thinking about like my second floor window getting tapped on.
Right.
Hearing your voice outside, Colby, let me in. Like,
and it sounds just like you. That's not good.
Nah, yeah.
Next to the Appalachian one was a puma. Was it a puma?
I hope so.
Are there pumas in
honestly, I'll take that. If that's what you're saying it is, I'll take it.
That's what you said. I'll go with it.
I'm going with it because I don't like what that sound like. I don't want to see whatever makes that sound. I'm cool. The Appalachian Mountains are like, I want to go there. It'd be dope to do like a live stream at night there for one night.
Yeah.
I can't have thought of that.
Yeah. It was a cat like good analogy. So doors just swell. That's why it's hard to close. Yeah. That makes sense. Cap, they're not even trying. No.
They didn't show you nothing. They're just looking at the phone and looking at you. Yeah.
Nah. All right, so we'll get to the next ones here. All right, let's see what we got here. Cap or no cap, y'all?
Comes from Isabel Riley, who no doubt believes that she has evidence of something that can't be explained. The video she's made shows this evidence, which was captured by her boss, who later shared it with her. According to her boss, he was at a restaurant in New Orleans known as Antoine's. Now at this restaurant, there's a huge wine cellar with hundreds, if not thousands of wine bottles worth millions. So, out of curiosity, he checks it out. But if only he knew what was down there, he wouldn't have gone. While being in the cellar, he snaps a couple of photos, some of which show the owner of the restaurant who is giving him a tour. In one photo, we see the restaurant owner on his laptop, who apparently was placing bids for more wines during an online auction. The boss takes a few more photos and then leaves the restaurant before calling it a day. The next morning, he's on his phone looking at his camera roll when he notices something odd in one of the pictures that he took. Isabel presents those images. Take a look.
So this is the first picture that he showed me from the wine cellar. You can see this guy who is on his laptop at auction doing whatever. And here is the next picture that he took.
Oh, wait.
So we all see that. That is a full body apparition. It looks like a woman in this like black Victorian dress.
Oh, what is that?
It looks like a black woman to me. I don't know what she's talking about.
When I was showed this, I genuinely had full body chills. That is insane. I've never seen anything like this, and I need to not be alone in seeing this because holy.
Unlike anything Isabel has ever seen, a seemingly full-bodied apparition appears clear as day in the pic. A cursed image is what some believe this might be. Others, however, have no idea what was captured. If only 2 people had been in the cellar, then who was the third person? And why do they appear to be dressed in clothes that seem to have come from the 1800s? They, or it, were nowhere in sight when the photo was taken. It's for this reason that Isabel's boss is certain that something ghostly was caught. Whether a ghost or something else, viewers can't help but feel immensely uneasy when looking at this pic. They don't know why, but something about it disturbs them. While Isabel has yet to figure out what was captured, viewers are certain that this was paranormal. But as always, let me know your thoughts on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's cat.
Cat?
I would like this. I think it's real, but you get like, you know, you could talk your way out of it, like, you know, it's doctored or it's that, but I don't know.
I don't know. Let's see here. Random Rick says cat. Hold on.
I think Nate says cat.
It says pixel pics on his cell phone, just send the pics, or it was doctored. Okay. So it says cat.
I think it's no cat.
Let's see. If it happened in New Orleans, I believe it. It's the most haunted city in America. No cap. Agreed. Agreed. Yeah, New Orleans is. Yeah, I think they got a hellmouth in New Orleans. A lot of voodoo getting practiced down there too. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's something around this one though.
I think I got a lot on there. I'm not quite sure.
Not too many.
Okay.
Not bad. Let's see here. Nate says she's sleeping with her boss and they need money for you. No cap. That's hilarious. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, the train is coming by. Must be 9 something. No, 8:53.
8:53, just about.
It's usually when it comes around. All right, here we go. So it said, what the hell did I just catch in my toddler's room?
Oh, this is an interesting one. I remember this one.
Let's see.
I'm out right now. Y'all gotta watch this entire video. I'm telling you, this is like, I need y'all to tell
It's
me.
only audio,
exactly
y'all. Just let y'all know.
So just a quick backstory.
Oh,
really quick.
audio.
I was editing this video where I was cleaning out my son's room and I was getting ready to do like a toy rotation. I had my headphone on and I was just listening to the video and I heard this sound. I didn't hear it at the time. I heard this after the fact in my headphone and I was like, what the hell was that? So I go back and I listen to it again and I'm like, what in the hell? I don't know, y'all. Like, and I almost didn't share this video for 2 reasons. One is because, you know, like, I know there are a ton of skeptics out there and a bunch of people just be like, oh, it's probably this, probably that. But the second reason being is that we've had like a few small little things happen in this house, just like little things you'd be like, oh, that's creepy. I don't know what that was, but you know, you blow it off. But I typically don't feed into this kind of shit. I just like, you know, just pray about it and move on. But this happening like in my son's bedroom is what creeps me out the most. Like, and the fact that I caught this like on audio video and you can clearly hear it. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna play the video for y'all. I'm just gonna put it on and I'm not gonna put it on like as a green screen or anything so I can hear like the actual video, the real audio and everything. So listen closely.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can y'all hear it? So it sounds like it. Did y'all hear it? It may not. You may not be able to pick it up because it's It is like a headphones thing, but it sounds like someone saying "help me."
Yeah. Well, that's what I heard. And it seemed like she was just kind of just doing her thing.
It could be Cap. I mean, if you want to. Yeah, they didn't hear it, I don't think.
Y'all can hear it? You guys want me to play it again?
Try to play it again if you can turn it up.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can, but you can try.
No, it's not going to go up anymore. We're at full volume, y'all.
Damn.
I'll play it again. We'll try to skip past what you.
Yeah, those don't work too well. I'll try to keep the volume ones off.
I'm pretty creeped out right now. Y'all gonna watch this entire video. Bedroom is what creeps me out. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna play the video for y'all. I'm just gonna put it on, and I'm not gonna put it on like as a green screen or anything, so y'all can hear like the actual video, the real audio, and everything. So listen closely.
Put your phone up to your ear.
Hey, I didn't catch it that time either.
You didn't catch it? I heard it.
I heard it the first time.
I heard it say,
yeah.
Whatever.
Next.
Okay. All right. Maybe that wasn't the one. I heard
it was the best video, yeah. Her volume wasn't very good.
Let's see here. You said I think we already did this. Let me look at it. Yeah. I think I don't know. I'll play it.
Yeah, what the crowd determine, I guess.
Let's see, Nathan, you said you heard it, buddy?
Okay.
Have you seen that video where that woman says that her mom's like knocking at the door, but it's like, open the door for mommy.
Yeah.
And then she's like, my mom would never talk to me like that. And then it does this weird demon growl thing at the end.
Yeah.
Hello. Bella, are you there, honey? Open the door for mommy. Bella. Hello. Bella.
Do I think this is a mimic? That's what everybody keeps saying. No. If this is for real, that's not a mimic. That's something so much worse. Much worse. There's no way I would open that door. And this video scared me. I'm not gonna lie, it scared me. Have you seen it? Who do you think it is? What do you think it is? What would you do? I'm not opening that door.
Absolutely not. Cap or no cap, y'all?
Even if I say no, if I say it's cap, I'm not opening the door.
Definitely not opening
period.
the door.
So I'll say cap, or I'll say no cap, but even if it's cap, I'm not opening that door.
I'm gonna say no cap. Yeah. Definitely not opening the door. I'm going out the window.
Yeah.
Pops a cap.
I mean, it's
fake.
It is, yeah.
Nathan says, I've had shit like this happen to me where I hear someone talk to me and no one is there. Yeah, me too. I've heard my name called.
I don't like that shit.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. Yeah, I've heard my name called. Mom and dad always say don't answer.
Yeah,
don't talk to it when that happens because it's a demon. Let's see here. Nathan said the mom knocking was just Sam the cat getting home. Sam the cat with the heat.
Sam the cat was like, let me in. You can handle business.
Oh man. But yeah, folks. If you hear a voice calling you, you know that nobody's there. Nobody's supposed to be there. Nobody's supposed to be here. Do not answer.
I'll just leave. I'm not that. You don't worry about that.
How you gonna get out? How you gonna get out? You're in your bedroom.
I'm jumping out the window.
You jumping out the window?
Me, the dog, the cats. There we go.
How you get the dogs and the cats
the window on this one? What?
How? I think the dog and the cats aren't in the room with you. So what are you gonna do?
I guess I feel bad for them. They're gonna be left inside with the voice.
Save yourselves.
I'll try to open the front door. Y'all better come running out. Y'all better come running with me.
Oh man, yeah. I don't want none of that smoke. That was crazy. Let's see here. All right, let's watch this one here. I wouldn't suggest watching this one alone. That's not good. Let's see. And let's see here. Nathan White said, don't whistle in the wilderness. Do not.
No.
I'm not gonna share his story, but he knows better now.
Don't do it in the woods, don't do it at night. Don't do that. Yeah.
Do not. Don't do this one. It says don't watch alone. Okay, but we're all here together, so let's all watch it.
Yep.
Wouldn't watching the following clip unless you're fine with looking over your shoulder once every few seconds. In the following clip, someone appears to have set up a camera on a table pointing at the kitchen entrance. The reason as to why it was set up there in the first place is unknown, but later in the video, it becomes clear as to why it was there. Watch this clip and see what happens. A shadowy apparition passes by in front of the camera. The strange activity that might have been going on in this house might be the reason as to why there was a camera. Again, this is purely speculative, but I can't help but think that there have been strange things going on in this house. That's usually the case with videos like these. Regardless, this video is pretty creepy.
Cap or no cap?
I'm gonna say no cap.
Yep, never again. I'm not whistling in the woods. Yeah.
I'm gonna say no cap with the caveat.
You gonna say no cap?
Yeah.
No cap with a bullet?
Yeah, I just think it's weird that they have the camera set up. He kind of said, might be because they have had activity going on. So I get why the camera might be set up to see if they can capture something. But
I'm gonna say no cap as well. This way that it moved across so quick, and like, what was that?
And no light hit it.
Right. No. Yeah. That's a good point. Let's see. Nathan said could be a bug, but if they have strange things going on.
Yeah, get the fuck.
Yeah.
Man, y'all think I'm joking? I'm leaving if for a bit. Yeah. That thing was moving, wasn't it?
I'm excited for the fight.
Hit that A gap quick.
Yeah, he did. Hey, we'll take whatever we can get to keep this thing rolling.
Right.
Because it was out of there. Like, shoot. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so we're going. Oh yeah, these are part of the cap, no cap. Yes, you did have a lot. All right.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for it to load up. Oh, it says the video is currently up. All right.
It's unavailable. Okay.
We won't be able to watch that one. So we'll watch this one. All right. So this is the Instagram one. Get the volume.
Oh, I did throw Instagram on there. Okay.
All right. Let's go here.
Please like and subscribe to Mental Letters Podcast.
We need it.
Please.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Didn't even know it.
Un señor se me acercó y preguntó, oiga, disculpe, ¿dónde es la pinera? Por eso le explico, le digo que tengo que cruzar y darle más para abajo, güey, te lo juro. Te lo juro, güey, no mames.
This guy was talking to a ghost.
What?
And didn't even know it.
Wait, what?
He's giving directions.
Right.
Ain't nobody there.
Oh.
Un señor se me acercó y preguntó, oiga, disculpe, ¿dónde es la pinera? Por eso le explico, le digo que tenía que cruzar y darle más para abajo, güey, te lo juro.
I had to watch that one twice.
No mames.
This guy was talking to a ghost.
Yeah. Okay. So what y'all think?
I would say no cat. Because he wasn't playing
No
like
cat.
no. I mean, maybe the acting, but
Right.
he was like, nah. I told him where I was told him to go to La Panera or whatever.
Right. I say no cat, man.
That's crazy.
That's not the first video I've seen like that. You know
I
what I'm
love those
saying?
videos though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be the person in the video, but
Definitely not. Definitely not.
it seems that like his friend or someone that had those cameras, they're showing it to him.
Yeah, security footage. Like they had cameras on, different angles, whatever, on their building. And he probably works at the building or whatever. And so
Something like that.
But I'm guessing that's pretty freaky. That's
You
pretty
met a
freaky.
ghost on your walk to work. That's wild.
Yeah. Let's see here. Nathan White says, probably this has been caught in camera before. Yeah, I've seen it. There's one, I think we showed it one time where
Security guard,
yeah.
Yeah.
He said he was talking to a lady.
A woman, yeah.
Passed, like what, the day before or something like that?
Yeah.
Or that's it. He's not buying it. He needs to see the evidence.
He seemed pretty creeped out. Like not like scared, but like, no, I saw something.
There was somebody there.
Yeah.
I was really talking to somebody. So
man, that's wild.
Yeah, that's very wild. Huh. Okay. I wonder what the first video you sent me, because they were like, nah, homie, we took that down.
Which one was it, on Instagram?
That was TikTok. They said, nah, it's like due to safety reasons. We took this down.
Really?
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go to the next one here.
Oh yeah, it's all the way off. I can't look at it anymore.
Yeah. They said, how would he get the tape? He the person who does security for the building.
Yeah. The person recorded it and saw them on camera, showed him he was on camera.
Yeah, surveillance film.
Yeah.
Surveillance film. And I think that he works there. And then the guy works there. And they're like, dude, who are you talking to? Because there's nobody there.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Let's see here. All right. Creepy caught on camera on Instagram. Let's see what we got here.
Oh, this is a good one.
Cheese. What you doing? What you see? What? What you see? Who you saying hi to? Who are you saying hi to? Dude, you need to stop that. You're freaking me out. Come on.
SpongeBob night. Liam, come here. Liam, right now. Calling your mom. Just stay right here.
Hell no.
What?
I wish I could be a pirate again.
You do?
Yeah.
When were you a pirate?
I was a long time ago when you weren't alive, and then I shrunk into a little kid.
What?
And
Why did her voice change like that?
Be a pirate again.
I don't know.
Cheese.
Can we watch that again? Am I making it up,
Cheese.
We'll have to watch it all the way through.
What you doing?
Because don't.
What you see?
There's no.
Yeah.
What?
Papa.
What you see?
Nah.
Who you saying hi to?
Hell no.
Who are you saying hi to?
What y'all think?
Dude, you need to stop that.
No.
You're freaking me out. Come on.
Right.
SpongeBob night.
Yeah. He is awesome.
He is pretty badass.
Liam, come here.
That is not
Liam,
awesome.
right now.
That's not awesome at all.
What is happening? Okay, I'm calling your mom. Just stay right here.
Yeah, I think all these
I wish I
are
could
no
be a
cap.
pirate again.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
When were you a pirate?
Their
was a long
face
time
too.
ago when you weren't alive, and then I shrunk into a little kid. And I never could be a pirate again.
I didn't hear her voice change.
Jeez.
But
I shrunk into a little pirate again, never again. Like it, like her twang change. Like maybe I only heard like 3 words. So yeah.
The old memories from a past life. That's what I think.
That's creepy.
And she said, when you weren't alive.
When you weren't alive, yeah.
The rocket chair could be explained. Okay, I would love to hear that explanation.
I don't want to know. I won't be researching that.
I want to know. What did they know? I want to know. I mean, I guess you could program it to do that. I don't know. We've seen this one, I think.
Probably.
Or maybe I sent this to you, or you sent it to me. That's a cap. He capping on everything.
Yeah, he caps everything. Like whatever.
He needs to prove. All right, so here we go. So this is Jeepers Creepers Real Life Cornfield Terror. Let's see what we got.
All right. Okay.
I hate that song.
Weird. But it sounds
Why are you even out there?
Right. Uh-oh.
I don't see anything. I've tried a few times to ask Cat.
Capitron.
Cappuccino.
Kicked off. My AC has scared me before.
My AC kicked down, but never pushed the rocking chair. So it's a powerful machine you got blowing.
Yeah, that thing is blowing. Let's see. Next one here. Okay.
Okay, Cat.
Ghost imitates wife's voice. Let's see what this.
Ooh.
Is that for Timula of the cornfield? He's a bad man. Send him to the cornfield. Here we go.
There's no way I went to side.
Yay! Come downstairs.
At 2 in the morning, and then I think slime in the door.
Oh my God.
Come downstairs.
That's not a skinwalker.
What the fuck?
Oh, what that is. I'll be right back. I gotta check something.
Alexa, turn on all lights.
I couldn't find any enabled video skills.
Really?
Go to the Alexa
Thanks,
app,
Alexa.
and then it.
All right. I can't even change it for y'all. What do y'all think? Cap or no cap? Yeah, I agree, Nate. I think it seems too theatrical. It seems too movie-ish for me. It's trying to act like it's not. Maybe trying to fake like it's someone home. But yeah, why would they keep slamming the door? That I would think.
Yeah, why would they keep doing that?
Yeah, I think it's Cap. If he didn't turn his camera around, I would have believed it. But then he turned the camera on. to show his face, like we care about his face when he's scared.
Oh, I got a text shell. She's warming up the beans and left them on the stove. I smelled something burning. I was like, what?
Oh, that's not good.
That's not good. That's not good.
Nah, I agree. That one was cap.
That was cap. Those beans were so good too. I think they're ruined now. All right. I think we got one more on here, then we'll get to a story.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Not disembodied sounding. Do you think it's cat? Or do you think it's disembodied? All right, so let me see here. All right, here we go.
A security guard is working the night shift at an empty facility when something extremely creepy is caught on camera. The guard in this video is known as Tim Saver, and he's been working the night shift at a place.
I don't remember this one.
Haunted.
I remember this one.
From strange noises that seemingly come out of nowhere to the odd feeling that someone else is inside the building, Tim has plenty of reasons to explain why he films during his shift. Now, there have been plenty of unexplainable things caught on camera, but a particular video has left many viewers unsettled. In this video, Tim hears a noise coming from a space near the ceiling. He proceeds to check out the noise, but when he gets there, something is captured that Tim hadn't noticed until looking back at the footage. When he saw what was caught, he was left speechless. This is what he captured.
I don't see anything. What? That's a hand, right?
I don't see anything.
You didn't see that? Oh. It's gonna be right there.
Oh shit! That's a person, isn't it?
A face or a hand?
It's a
Then it
face.
moved. No, is it a face? That's a face. And then it moved. Yeah, zoom in on it.
I don't see anything.
That's it. And then it moves.
After zooming in and brightening the footage, we can see what appears to be a hand grasping at an object inside the space.
Oh, okay, it's a hand.
After a few seconds, it then disappears.
Okay,
Tim is sure that
I
what he
see-
captured
I
is
see
something
it now.
paranormal. However,
I see it now.
some viewers believe that it might have been someone hiding inside the building. Nevertheless, the footage remains a mystery. But it seems that Tim will soon be posting more to explain this video. For now, the question remains, who or what was captured?
All right, what say y'all? Just say
Man. I think it's no cap. I don't know.
It was something. I don't know if it's paranormal, but there's something there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say no cap just off of that because
It was a hand. Yeah,
it was a It said homeless people can be creepy.
Yeah.
Yes, they can. Yeah, we got a lot
Those
of them
stories scared
downtown
the hell
Dallas.
out of me. Yeah, like the ones that like they find like a homeless person in their attic and stuff like that.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
That throws me off. boy.
Living in their walls and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaky. All right, so we have a YouTube here story. So it's like I started at 4:43. So we do these stories to close the show. So we appreciate everybody joining. Thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate it. Oh, all the comments, and it's a good time. Always a good time.
Yeah, would love it. You guys interact with us. You know, you could be watching football.
Yeah, exactly.
You could be watching football, but you're here with us. So
yeah.
We appreciate it. Please believe though, if the Vikings are on Sunday night, we will not be on.
Probably not. Maybe we'll try to shoot early, but probably not.
Not at 7:30. It might be a noon show.
Something like that, yeah. Today would have been a good noon show because they played so early today.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't really care about the other games, so
yeah.
I took a nice nap though, so that was good.
That's good. Yeah, my buddy was in town, so I'm gonna go table it up.
Oh, awesome. Are you going over there after the show or
after the show? No.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, so let's get into it. So this is a scary story. We're gonna run from 443 to 77. All right, let's get it.
Yep.
Myself and my new girlfriend, now wife, met our freshman year in college. We've now been together 11 years and started dating in 2000.
So what?
Nathan.
Well, both of us still to this day refuse to talk about this, but I feel someone here may be able to explain it.
Oh, it's great to have you.
During our sophomore year in New York, my great aunt from North Carolina passed away just before summer. So that summer, we planned to both go down to North Carolina and stay in the house to clean it up and prepare to sell to save my grandmother the hassle. Things were relatively normal for the first month. Nothing stuck out, with the exception of my Australian Shepherd would refuse to walk into the living room unless it was to go outside. He, now 15 years old, always stayed in the master bedroom or the kitchen. I even got a pinch collar to convince him to walk around the 10-acre property, but as soon as he knew that we were going into the living room, he would start yelling and barking, the hair on his back would stand up, and he would just go dead weight on me. A little bit of background to help set the scene too. I'm Ukrainian-American, with my mother's side being from North Carolina. My wife is half Hispanic and half white from Southern California. My wife, then girlfriend, is a devout Catholic. No Ouija boards, no tarot cards. Even Harry Potter wasn't allowed in her house growing up. I'm not religious at all, really.
Yeah,
I was raised Roman Catholic by my dad's side and Pentecostal on my mum's, but drifted away from it all in my early high school years. My great aunt's house looked like a Pentecostal museum when we moved in. Year-round nativity sets, angels, crosses on every mantle, a Bible on every end table, you name it. The house was built in 1901, and before my aunt owned it, my great-grandparents lived there. Imagine old brown 3-foot wide by 10-foot long wood siding, tin roof, brown shag carpet, and even some traditional pine hardwood floors in the rest of the house. Anyway, about a month into cleaning and clearing the house, we started getting woken up by my Australian Shepherd growling every night for hours on end. This, over about a week, escalated to pots falling out of cabinets randomly several times a day. I'm an extreme skeptic and swore the house was so old, especially the windows, that a draft must be causing this. At this point, we were about halfway done clearing the house, and the tension and the paranoia was really starting to get the best of us. We started getting extremely angry at one another, and started accusing one another of trying to scare the other. It got to the point where I would stay up to watch her sleep as long as I could. And then it happened. We were both in bed around 2 a.m. when my dog shrieked like he was being beaten. We both shot up to see my dog on the bed barking at the door to our room into pitch black darkness. I told my wife to stay with him, and I got up to take a look around. Everything was normal. The doors were locked, windows shut. Nothing abnormal except for one thing. All the 6 little porcelain nativity scenes in the living room and the 4 in the kitchen had all been turned to where every individual character was facing our bedroom door. The one thing that was worse, however, was baby Jesus was missing from every set. I absolutely lost it, accusing my wife of trying to freak me out, which caused her to freak out. And the whole time that we're fighting, my dog is silent, staring into the living room from the bedroom. So I had a bright idea. I just knew my wife was messing with me, so I borrowed 2 trail cameras from my hunting cousin and had a tape recorder for my classes. Without telling my wife the following day, I planted the tape recorder somewhere that she couldn't see and put a trail camera outside facing the front door and one in the living room behind the recliner facing our bedroom door. Nothing happened for a few days, and we were set to leave on the upcoming Friday to move into our new apartment back in New York. And this was the worst week of my life that I'll never forget in a million years. Monday night, I wake up at 2 a.m. again to find my dog crying under our bed. No other activity. Tuesday night, I wake up from my wife having a terrible nightmare. I wake her up to calm her down and realize that my dog isn't in the room with us. I get up, turn on the lights, and it's freezing cold in the house. Summer in Sampson County, North Carolina is pretty hot though, so that really... We found my dog sitting in the living room staring into the fireplace. He wasn't growling or crying, he was just still. I tried to get him to come back to bed, but he just wouldn't budge. I went to grab his leash and take him for a walk. I assumed that he had to go potty, and for the first time ever, he snapped at me.
Oh.
I've trained this dog since he was 8 weeks old, and he's never bitten or snapped on me ever before or even after this. After about 3 attempts of him biting me, I left him in the living room and tried to get back to sleep. I woke up at 5 a.m. to him sitting on the bed, snarling at me. We stared at each other for what felt like hours before he finally laid down and started to cry like the night before. On Wednesday, my wife woke up at about 8 a.m. and I was still wide awake from the terrible night before. As I explained to her what had happened, she got up to make us a coffee, 4 steps into the kitchen, and she lets out the most blood-curdling scream I've ever heard. I bounce up instantly, run over, and there's a 6-foot black chicken snake trying to climb the wall. I grew up around them, so I grabbed it by the neck and chucked it into the backyard. Side note, we don't like to kill them down here. They eat mice and other pests, so they're good. My wife, though, was done at this point and started packing her bags to head to New York a few days before I planned to leave. She left at 9 p.m. that Wednesday night for New York City. Wednesday night, I wake up at around 1 or 1:30 in the morning to what sounded like a crashing sound. I flip on the light, and the first thing that I notice is my dog is still asleep despite the noise. Again, I walk around the house and see nothing. I begin to walk back to the bedroom, and then that was when I see it. The rocking chair in the living room was rocking by itself.
That's the AC kicked on.
Thursday night, I wake up at around 3 a.m. to what I assume was a bobcat screaming outside my bedroom window. Google bobcat screams. It's terrifying, but I've heard them growing up in Sampson County, so yeah, it shook me, but what bothered me more was my dog was still asleep despite 4 or 5 very loud screams. My aunt wasn't some old lady who was frail and defenseless. I knew that there was a double-barreled 12-gauge in the closet, so I picked it up and checked if it was loaded. It was. Walked out the front door, and I fired a single shot into the ground to scare off the bobcat. But within seconds, the screams intensified and sounded like they were coming from all directions of the blackness. So, as shook as I was, I walked backwards back into the house, grabbed a handful of shells, and convinced my dog to at least wake up, and sat on the bed with him all night. The screams continued from about 3:30 in the morning up until 6:30.
Thanks, Nate. We'll check that out.
Friday morning, I'm done, shaken to my core, terrified, distressed, the whole nine. So
Awesome.
I pack my bags, collect my dog, and I drive an hour to my grandma's house in northern Sampson County to get some sleep before I make the trip to New York. I'm telling her about what's boxed up and what's not, and then I begin to tell her about the freaky month that I've had. Her face goes as pale as a ghost. The most religious and serious woman that I've ever known says, "Honey, take a look at this." she hands me a detective magazine from the 1940s, modern-day true crime stories. I come to find out that the woman who owned the house before my great-grandparents was sent away to prison for life. Her crime? Murdering her husband, chopping him up with an axe, and burning all of his body piece by piece in the fireplace. With the exception of one piece of him, his head was recovered under the living room floorboards. I still was extremely skeptical despite all that. But Friday night, I took about a 6-hour nap, collected my things, and I hit the road. I'm passing through Delaware at around 9 p.m., and my phone rings. My cousin's calling, and he says, "Hey, man, what's up with all the random pictures of our aunt's house?" I stop at a rest stop, and he sends them to me. They were pretty unremarkable, really. I scanned every photo at least a dozen times and never saw an orb, ghost, demon, nothing. But towards the end of the pictures, though, is where my wife is seen pulling off to head to New York. Then no more pictures of the front house except for me standing outside with the shotgun and the picture of me leaving.
This is a good part.
Which means that something in the house was setting off the motion sensor for the camera behind the recliner, but I couldn't see anything in any of the pictures. Then it dawned on me that I had at least 10 recordings on the tape recorder to go through. I played one after another, listening for ghosts or whispers, but there was nothing. I hear the pans falling, bobcats, my dog, us arguing, but nothing spooky. So I start to listen to them in reverse order, not playing them backward to find subliminal messages or anything like that. But I get to the point where my wife is leaving, and I know that I went outside with her to talk, hug, load her car for about 20 minutes. In the audio, I hear myself talking to her as I walk out the screen door, and then silence. About 5 minutes in, my dog starts growling. Then, for less than 5 seconds, there's a screeching sound and then just dead silence again. I played it over and over and over again, trying to slow it down and speed it up to make out what it was. I tried everything to justify it was the water heater kicking on or the tin roof buckling, but no. I couldn't get it out of my head, too. I didn't have a fancy tape recorder, I only had it record lectures. But I finally get back to New York, and the first thing that I do is go down to the audio lab to digitalize the recording. Once I slowed it down about 35%, it was clear as day. The most unhuman, deep, terrifying voice I've ever heard uttered 9 words, 8 of which I could make out, and then silence again. I am here, I am you, then the unknown word that I couldn't make out, and then no God. I played the tape one more time so my wife could hear it. We agreed after that to never talk about it again, and the tape is still buried in some shoebox in our storage locker to this day. I have never set foot on that property again, and believe me, I never will.
Wow.
Amen. I feel you on that.
Yeah. Never again. Jeez. Okay.
So that is another story brought to you from us to creep you out before you go to bed tonight.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so you're welcome. Sleep tight with that one. And yeah, another live stream success. Please like and subscribe. We got content coming. If you are interested in what Rashad was discussing earlier, the Night Siege of 1981, that is dropping at 10 o'clock tonight, so check out that video.
That's nice.
If you like energy drinks, hydration drinks, we are loosely partnered up with a company called W. So if you want to use any of their products, it'll be in the description. We'll get it on there. w.gg. Use the promo code Menaletters for 10% off any products in their store. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. What about you, bro?
Hey, that's pretty much it, man. Well done. Thanks for the closing. We should be back next week at 7:30. So We appreciate everybody joining. So much. Sorry, did I already put that up there? Sorry. There, it's it. Just I am here. I am you. That's freaky. Very.
That's very creepy.
Very freaky.
That's very creepy.
Oh
Yeah,
wow!
I don't think y'all heard me. I think that was like some type of witch. I mean, she chopped her husband up and burned him and left his head.
That's just insane. That's insane.
Oh yeah, it was that.
Been through worse. Oh,
Dead.
yeah, we gotta get it. Yeah. We gotta get Nate's story, man. They have seen some shit.
So yeah, Nate, Todd and Rashad, if you are free this week at all, we would love to do a, what we call a side quest. We just do like a,
I can't do it this week. I'll be out of town all week.
We're out of town this week, so never mind. Well, next week if you're available, Nate, we'll talk to you. Hopefully you join the stream, and we'll get a time to lock in with you. But again, I made a Discord, so I will be putting those in the links as well. Join the Discord. You want the competition to keep going. You want to share your stories. You want to share any content you find that you might creep us out. Trying to build a community here, so if you don't know how to use Discord, I will teach you. Just hit me up. Very easy though. Just make a username, and you can join our server, and you can see the title. It'll be like general conversation, reactions, stuff like that. Click on them, you'll see the conversation going on. So definitely want to build a community of like-minded, creeped out people. So we'll love to have this keep going even beyond the show. So join the Discord. We'll get that in your faces sometime soon.
Yeah, we'll put that in the description as well.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again. Have a great rest of your Sunday evening. Hopefully the game is still on.
Yep. Go Vikes. Go 5-0.
Go 5-0, baby. 5-0. Until then, guys. Kobe, what's the advice you want to give them?
Yep. Y'all take care of yourselves. And the biggest thing, don't whistle at night.
And apparently not in the woods either.
Not in the woods either. Hopefully we get to hear about that. But
yeah. Peace, y'all.
Yeah. Peace, y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves.
Have a good one. Like it, bro.